Hey everyone, it's me, Soph. I am going to create a pot of succulents for my dad for Father's Day. So let's take a look. So here I have succulents that I just purchased. And I have these tall calincos. I have an echeveria. And I have some red, I believe it's called crassula, and I have some green crassula. I have this like leafy stuff, and I don't know if it's echeveria or I'm not sure what this one is called. But I have kind of a color scheme going on here. So, and I have this pot for my dad. I've already filled it with soil. And the type of soil that I've been using is right here. It's this succulent, it's made for succulents, cactus palm, and it says citrus potting mix. I also added a little extra perlite to improve the drainage, it says. And I mix them up both. This one I really only put like a little cupful into the soil because the pot is kind of small, so I just did an extra cupful. So I like to think of my arrangement, how I'm going to put it in here. So for this one, I was thinking about putting these two tall ones in the back, and I would actually squish them closer together. So right now I'm just putting my thoughts together. And I love this plant because it has this green color and it has this tinge of red on the outer edge of it. And then I'm going to put this red plant in the middle here. And the green crassula on the side. It's pretty bushy. I like it. It's kind of fleshy too, but thin. And then I'm going to put this lettuce looking one kind of sticking out in the front here. This color kind of like that. And then I'm going to add this beautiful rosette in the front also, kind of like that. And then I'm going to have this amazing looking plant on the side here. I can't fit it in the pot, but that's kind of what it's going to look like. And I notice how all of the succulents are about the same size, so that they don't, one won't necessarily overtake another. Okay, so next steps coming up. Let's take a look at some of these tools that I tend to use. A handy dandy spoon, a paintbrush. This is like an old paintbrush from my son's art kit, and a pencil, and of course a shovel. So I also wear gloves, and the gloves are really helpful, especially if you're not wanting to touch the leaves because they're so pretty. You definitely don't want to touch the leaves. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to start in the back of the pot and work my way forward. This plant is going to go in the back. All right, so after you're done kind of rolling it and squishing it, you can kind of turn it on its side and as gently as possible pull the plant out of its plastic container and just set that to the side. And then since I'm working from the back of the pot to the front, I'm just actually going to use my hand and kind of dig a little hole here in the pot in the back. Okay? And it's okay if it's a little bit loose at the bottom. You kind of want to loosen it up just a little, loosen up the roots so they can settle into the pot. That's okay to do. And if your pot's really small and you need to take some of the dirt out, you can do that too. So I'm going to put this right up against the edge, and I'm going to push it down into the pot here. Okay. And then I have a second one, and I want to squish them close together. Succulents don't mind being squished, so I'm going to do that. So I'm just kind of squeezing, 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 loosening it up from the plastic, and turning it on its side, and slowly pulling it out. And I'm just going to loosen the roots just a little bit so that they kind of can breathe in the soil. And then again, I'm just going to scoop a little hole. And I'm gonna put this at the level of the pot. Sheesh, someone is speeding by. And I'm squishing them together for now. And they're both in the back of the pot. Okay. And then I'm gonna work towards, I'm gonna go towards the middle. So I'm gonna do the middle and then the two sides. And here's the red one. And again, kind of squish, squish, squish. Turn it to its side. And you have to be careful with these petals. So gently pull it out as best you can and kind of let it fall out naturally without putting too much pressure on the petals. And I'm just gonna dig a little hole here. This one has a much bigger base, so I want to make sure to make some room for it and kind of loosen the roots a little if they can loosen naturally in there, and then go ahead and drop it in the middle. And it's okay to push down on the dirt on the outer edges of it so it's nice and settled in there. So far, that's what I have. And then I'm going to kind of push it in and move it to the side a little because I want to squish in the next plant, which is this one. So squish, squish, squish. This is called Crassula. And same process. Just gently turn it to its side and pull off the plastic container. Now, this is kind of one of the reasons why I use a spoon, because my fingers are much thicker. So I kind of use the spoon to push over some dirt, and that middle plant is there. So I use the spoon. You can even use your spade here to push over and drop that one in. Just like that. Okay, that's what we have so far. And then again, I'm gonna kind of squish now everything to the left and dig a little hole. And the next one I wanted to put in is this one. This one's one of my favorites. These nice thin leaves. Looks like a piece of candy. So squish, squish, squish. And this one, you'll see a lot of succulents that have sort of this white coating on it. You want to be very careful not to actually disrupt that coating. It's really helpful for succulents. It's this wax coating and it protects them. It's almost like their built-in sunblock. Protects them from bugs, from laying eggs on their leaves, and protects them from getting sunburnt, because actually succulents can get sunburnt. So I try not to touch these leaves at all. So as best I can, kind of shake it out and really hold on to this plant from the root system. Now, if you do get dirt on the petals and you want to just brush it off, try not to do it with your fingertips. Use a nice soft brush, and it doesn't disrupt the wax coating too much. Just be nice and soft and gentle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this plant in. And again, I'm pushing down on the dirt part of the plant and not the petals. And again, succulents don't mind being squished together. Okay, a couple more plants to go. Next one. Squish, squish, squish. Turn it on its side, pull it out. And since this one's going on the edge, I'm going to push some dirt off to the edge near the pot right here. I'm pushing dirt towards the edge and then pushing dirt away to dig my nice hole. And it's actually a little bit too big to fit, so I'm gonna push away some of this dirt off of the plant. Just being careful not to pull off the roots and disrupt the root system, but I'm gonna take away some of the dirt. And then I'm gonna put more dirt back on top to fill it in. I just did that so I can push it in. So I'm gonna push this plant in, and I'm squishing it in here, like pushing it, pushing down on the dirt, not the petals. And this is where the pencil comes in. So see the eraser part? The eraser is actually off, but it'll help me push in spots so my fingers don't necessarily touch the leaves and take one of those beautiful petals off. So I kind of use a pencil to help me push things in. You can use the back of the spoon as well to push everything in together. It's coming together nicely. And I have one more plant here. I have a little rosette, an echeveria. So squish, squish, squish. And I'm gonna place this one because it's so pretty right in the front. Dig a little hole with my hand. And there we have it. So far, so good. And then I'm gonna do some final steps to finish it up. All right, I wanna show you something else. I took this rosette off of a plant that I already have growing. The plant was overcrowded, and I took a pair of scissors and I cut it at a 45-degree angle, and you can kind of see, it's kind of hard here. I let it sit out for a few days, and the stem is calloused over, and I'm going to also put this in the pot. And I'm going to use my spoon here and just some dirt, fill in this space where I'm going to put this rosette. And I like the spoon because I drop the dirt in and then I use the back of the spoon to mat the soil down nice and tight. Okay, so I'm going to work with this space here, and I'm going to use my pencil, and I'm going to create a hole here and just kind of do mini circles here as it's there. And then I'm going to pop this rosette right into the plant. And it went in nice and easy. Okay, so I popped that one in. Now I have some spaces in here that need some soil, so I want to pack in the soil now and make sure everything is packed in nice and tight. And I'll use the spoon to do that, and kind of just put in the soil where it's needed. Also, I have a pair of tweezers here, not for my face, and I use this pair of tweezers to tweeze out any leaves. I could have done that before, like there's a leaf on this particular plant, and I'm gonna gently pull off this dead petal. And then here's another one that I'm going to take out, and I use the tweezers because my fingers are too thick, and I found myself breaking petals off of plants, and I didn't want to do that. So tweezers are really nice and helpful. Okay, so I'll just take some of my potting mix and use my spoon, and I'm going to fill in all the edges. Okay, so I'm going to fill in the edges, pat it down. Fill in the edges and pat it down. And if you need to gently touch the plants to move it to the side, that's okay. And I am getting a little bit of soil on the petals, and then that's where my mini paintbrush comes in right at the end, and you can clean everything up and make it look nice and pretty. So I'm putting in all the soil and all the empty areas. Now for the paintbrush. So I have some dirt here that was on one of my leaves right in here, and I'm just gonna gently brush the leaves off with dirt. And then I also got some dirt on this beautiful petal here in the middle. I'm just going to gently, and it's dry. The paintbrush is dry. There's no need to use water. Okay. And I actually see a little critter in there, a spider. I'm just gonna brush him away. There we go. Oh, this one has a lot of dirt. A couple of times I like blew into the plant to blow the dirt away, and then all the dirt went into my face. So handy dandy paintbrush is great. Okay, you guys, this is looking fabulous. I love it. Thanks for watching.